That's how long I've been in architecture. Long enough to look back over 4 decades of change, from T-squares to computer-aided design, and realize that there are certain truths still common in the profession. Early in my career, I thought long hours and overloaded to-do lists were just part of the job. I'd see teams burning the midnight oil or cancelling an event in order to meet the project deadlines, and as a result also found myself working late hours to support their efforts. But here's the truth. When you let people become just numbers on a spreadsheet or believe that using the latest technology will ensure deadlines are met, you don't just risk burnout. You create a workplace full of stress, frustration, and honestly, anger. People need space to think, to breathe, create and relax, or enjoy a casual conversation. If you want your projects and your team to thrive, you have to respect those limits. I learned that the hard way, risking my own well-being by spending tons of additional hours to meet a schedule created on the false assumption that the building design would be ready to proceed to the next phase. It was not. I've seen talented people walk away from jobs they once loved, or just scream at project managers when the workload becomes too much. When people are stressed, mistakes happen, communication breaks down, and the work suffers. So my advice would be to pace yourself. Encourage your team to take breaks, to disconnect after hours. Celebrate progress. Take a time for reflection, as rush deadlines are not always about poor schedules. Sometimes they result from our inability to manage our own time, our work habits, attitudes, and skill levels. The best designs come from healthy, engaged minds who take a personal stake in the success of a project. Now, let's talk about another lesson, one that saved me countless headaches over the years. Get your consultants involved early. I can't tell you how many times I've seen great designs fall apart in later phases because a concept building sketch wasn't shared with an engineering consultant, or the sustainability consultant wasn't brought in soon enough. It's tempting to think you can handle the creative side first and loop everyone else in later. But architecture isn't a solo act. The earlier you bring your consultants into the conversation, engineers, planners, and specialists, the stronger your design will be. They'll spot challenges you might not think about, especially in the conceptual phase. They'll help you future-proof your ideas, making sure your design remains intact as it goes through other design phases, and more importantly, builds a client's trust in the design team. So, after 40 years, if I could give just 2 pieces of advice to anyone starting out, it would be: don't overload your team. Be realistic about balancing resources versus project goals, and consider including members of your team when discussing designs, goals, and schedules. And don't wait to invite your consultants to the table. Bring them in early and make certain their fees include a minimum level of review and comment during the pre-design and design phases. In summary, regardless how technology or other factors might relieve the burden of some task in architecture, projects will always be at the mercy of their clients and the schedule commitments both parties agree to. Those commitments have real-life consequences such as monetary or operational losses, so meeting deadlines is important. Whether you put in extra work hours or not may not be open to debate if the project is in jeopardy of meeting its contractual obligations. Learn to practice smart staff management, be aware of your team's mental and physical health, and take time to involve your team and consultants early.